What's up guys, I'm Dean aka the Blue Crusader and welcome back to the channel. With a huge Team Trees project to plant 20 million trees recently, there's been some huge interest and effort in planting trees and basically just the general ecosystem, which made me think, what are the oldest trees in the world? We've all seen big oak trees hundreds of years old, but which trees are the oldest on record in the world today, in the past and the present? Today I'll be exploring and discussing the top 10 oldest trees in the world in nature today and in the recent years on Earth that are simply amazing. It's time to take a look at the longest and oldest living trees and tree species on Earth in 2019. Some of these trees are standing and some are no longer standing, but are impressive for just how long they lived or have been currently living. Scientists can age trees by measuring the circumference of the tree as well as its diameter and radius, followed by a formula, and fallen trees can also be used to calculate average ring width in the middle of the tree, and rings on the stubs can also be used. There's many ways trees can actually be aged. Although there are trees allegedly said to be much older, these are all the confirmed and verified in age ones. So without further ado, let's get into the video. BLK-232. At 2,089 years old, the BLK-232 belongs to a group of bald cypress trees at the Three Sisters Cove area of the Black River of North Carolina. This tree dates back to 70 BCE, around the time in history allegedly that Cleopatra of Egypt was born, making it a truly historical masterpiece. It belongs to a group of similar trees along the river which all span ages greater than 2,000 years old. Number 9. Bennett Juniper. The largest known juniper tree in the USA, the Bennett Juniper, is a tree that's around 2,200 years old and is still standing to this day. Located in Sierra Nevada, California, in the Mount Diablo Meridian Range in the Stanislaus National Forest of Tulumna County, it's owned by a conservational project group called Save the Redwoods League, which serve to protect and monitor long-lasting redwood trees. The tree has been aged and examined multiple times at different dates, with its 1930s examination appraising it at 3,000 years old, whilst in 1989 it was estimated to be around almost 3,000 years. The reason why a fully accurate date cannot be measured from this type of identification is due to the rotten wood being present in the tree's core, causing some hollowness inside it, meaning the sample is not entirely accurate. The tree stands at 24 meters, which is also 78 feet tall. Number 8. Jaya Sri Maha Bodhi. At 2,305 years old, this tree is a sacred fig plant with a scientific name being Ficus religiosa, a tree that has sacred significance in 3 groups. The tree is located in the Mahamuna Gardens of Anuradhapura in Sri Lanka, a sacred park. The plant was planted in the year 288 BC and is currently the oldest living human planted tree in the world that has an actual confirmed planting date. There are many other fig trees that surround its location which serve to protect it from natural phenomena such as animals like bats and monkeys, or even thunderstorms and heavy rains. Since 2014 there's been a complete ban on any construction projects within a 500 meter range of the tree, with nearby constructions only being allowed if they result in no harm to it. Number 7. Panke Baobab. Another tree past its time, unfortunately. The Panca tree or Panca Baobab was a tree belonging to the African baobab or Adansonia digitata species of tree native to the continent of Africa, found in dry hot savannas of the sub-Saharan African land with thick trunks and a thin upper segment. It was situated in the Matabalala land of the north in the Zimbabwe and died in 2011, being documented as the oldest non-clonal angiosperm ever documented. In simpler terms, this basically means the oldest flowering plant which is not developed from one progenitor or founder cell. The trees allegedly may have fallen due to climate change, and the Panca tree was one of 9 of the oldest trees in its group that withered away or collapsed, although the actual specific reason is unknown. Number 6. BLK-227. At an impressive 2,625 years old, the BLK-227 is a tree of the bald cypress, aka the Taxodium Oncidium disticum species of tree, which is a deciduous conifer in the Cupressaceae family, native to the southeastern portion of the USA. Cypress trees have been growing for thousands of years at North Carolina's Black River. Scientists in the recent years have discovered a collection of trees spanning over 2,000 years old, including the BLK227 specimen at 2,625 years old. Scientists used an extraction method using an increment border, which is basically a special tool used to extract a segment of wood tissue from the living trees without doing long-lasting harm to the specimens in order to count the tree's rings, although it was done so in tree models with solidity throughout them, rather than some which actually had hollow centers, which makes the sample inaccurate. The tree seedling or sapling would have had its germination date at 605 BCE, predating even the Roman Empire's time by centuries. The tree and the others in its group contained valuable historical data on a time of 2.5 millennia worth of climactic statistics such as times and periods of droughts, flooding and more. Number 5. Schofield Juniper. Once the tallest known juniper tree in the USA, located near the Bennett Juniper in a nearby location just 10 miles or 6 kilometers away, the Schofield Juniper now sits as a stump at 6 feet or 1.8 meters in diameter, and based upon its identified ring count, it was 2,675 to 2,700 years old at the end of its lifespan. Number 4. CBR26 Redwood Group. An unnamed and dead tree now that belonged to the giant sequoia species of tree, or the Sequoiadendron giganteum, that was recorded at 3,266 years old. It was found in Sierra Nevada, California, in a set of 4 giant unknown trees, each being around 3,033 to 3,266 years old. The set of trees was some of the oldest living redwood trees discovered, and some of the oldest trees in the world in general. Unfortunately though, the group CBR26 belonged to are all now gone. The trees were CM3, a younger one at 3,033 years old, D23 at 3,075, D21 at 3,220, and CBR26. Number 3. Gran Abuelo. Located in Alerce Costero National Park within Chile, the Gran Abuelo tree is around 3,646 years old as of current in 2019, and is still alive to this day. It belongs to the Patagonian cypress or Fitzroy Cupressaceae tree, which is a species of the single living genus in the Fitzroy genus. The tree type is a tall conifer which is native to the southern Chilean Andes Mountains and Argentina, and is a long living tree which belongs to some of the local rainforests. The name Gran Abuelo means great grandfather in Spanish, which is obviously due to its age of course, and is South America's longest living tree on record, standing at 60 meters tall or 196 feet, 4 meters or 13 feet in diameter, with a perimeter of 11 meters, aka 36 feet. The age was confirmed in 1993 when researchers used the growth ring method to verify its age, estimating it at 3,622 years old at its time. This means the original germination or seeding of the tree is determined at around 1,500 BCE, with many of the larger trees in the belonging grove being used for logging in the past, meaning there could have actually possibly have been even older trees there before. Number 2. Prometheus. Aged at 4,844, although higher estimations place it at 4,862 and between 4,900 years old, the tree known as Prometheus takes an honourable position on this list as it's no longer a living tree. It was located in Wheeler Park, Nevada in the USA, and was a great basic bristlecone pine, a popular long-living tree species, and was still living until 1964 when it was one of the oldest trees in the world at that time, even older than the tree that took number 1 on this list, which you'll see in a few moments. It stood in a grove consisting of other older trees in the Wheeler Park, and it actually was sampled in 1964 by Donald R. Curry, a geographer who was given permission to sample the core to confirm its age, which he believed to be well over 4,000 years. However, this sample actually went wrong and the full tree had to be cut down. After this event, the ring of one of the trees were counted by researchers who found 4,860 62 growth rings on the sample of the Promethean core, estimating it to be possible at around 4,900 years of age due to harsh conditions preventing it on some of these years from its annual growth of 1 ring per year. There's a slab of the original tree piece in the Great Basin Visitor Center on display where the visitors can count the rings of the core themselves. Number 1. Methuselah. The tree is actually the oldest recorded tree on record right now, being a crazy 4,851 years old. It's a shame we don't live to that age. It's part of the Great Basin Bristlecone pine or Pinus longeva species, which is a long-living tree type usually found in the higher mountains of Nevada, Utah, and California. Methuselah is a tree that's growing high up in California in the White Mountain Range in Inyo County, and it has the greatest confirmed tree age in the world today, with its date of being seeded at 2833 BC, and it's located at a 2,900 and 3,000 meter above sea level in the Methuselah Grove area of the ancient Bristlecone pine forest. However, its exact location is actually down to estimation, as its specific site is not disclosed to the public, as to obviously protect it. Methuselah is still the oldest tree that's been sampled and confirmed. There was allegedly an older tree at 5,062 years old in 2010 according to Tom Harlan, a tree researcher. However, the tree's location or sample was never located or confirmed after his death took place in 2013. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have a really old tree that's local to you, maybe in a park or a national reserve, in the comments below, and let me know the oldest trees you've personally seen so I know you watched till the end. The oldest tree I personally saw is the huge tree which actually is located in Sherwood Forest, aka the Robin Hood Forest. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and definitely subscribe and turn on notifications by clicking the bell so you don't miss awesome top 10 in gaming videos every single week, and I'll see you next time.